It's actually crazy how that after Black Castles in the Jobava London, how easy it is to attack. So we're on move 9 right now. And just after a few moves later, get this pawn rolling, get this attack going so quickly. Even a move like this, when we go f6 for black, doesn't seem like anything, but shifts +1. Now, a couple of moves later, we get a rook sacrifice, and the game's essentially over. Okay, guys, welcome back to day 3 of this 90-day challenge where I use a research-backed method to analyze Grandmaster's research and have a strategy every single day, which revolves more around the concepts of chess rather than playing. And after day 3, I've already had this realization that I'm really enjoying the process already. Rather than just playing games, which was a bit tedious and felt like a draw rather than I was actually progressing. Now I'm studying more, I'm more motivated to do different things, look at things in different ways. So yeah, feeling good today. And with that in mind, the overview today is to study some games from the opening that I choose for white, which is primarily Jobava London. So I looked at games from Jobava, the guy himself that invented this opening, I guess. And it was really interesting, as you just saw. Then I'll play one rapid game where I'll attempt to just play the best I can today without too much focus because I don't want too many things going on. Then after the game, I'll have an analysis, which I'll look at first, manual analysis. That's what a lot of the research says before even turning the engine on. And then finally, I'll attempt to diagnose the strategic shift, strategic drift, which is to identify when I don't have a clear plan. And that's something that does crop up for me, unsynchronized pieces or having a clear plan when that happens. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into a game. We're going to load up 10-minute game as normal. But tomorrow, actually, I'll be playing Blitz. So part of the plan is to play slightly different time frames. Right, focus time. Let's go. All right, so this invites the Dutch. Going to play relatively quickly. Opening here. Okay, yeah, I like that move because it means I can get the bishop to the square over here before. I think I'll just dive in. I think I'm supposed to play bishop already here because knight there, I can take at any moment. It's not a problem. I don't have to. Can get a little bit tricky with this move, but I think I'll just castle, keep it simple. All right, let's go. Get a little bit tricky here. Now I can take, get my knight out. I think I'm forced to take here, actually. I've already got a great position for my knight, which I can just take here. Now it's so strong at the moment. Like, what does he do? I think I'm going to play normal line, which is to get my bishop on this diagonal. He's probably not going to castle queenside now. And already I kind of like my position, Okay, he plays that. I guess he's trying to get back here. But then, he's made so many moves with this bishop that even if he can, I think I'm already looking at putting my... Let's play that first. Then I'll play here. Perhaps now looking, okay. I don't mind that. I didn't actually see it, but okay, let's go. You got to play a bit from behind now. Shit, there was definitely a tactical oversight. Okay. Guess he'll try and trade everything, but I've still got an attack here. It's quite dangerous. Can always pull the... Now, I guess I can get my queen into here and start attacking this way. Still not clear here. Yeah, I've got so many pieces around the king, and look at this area here. Okay, I'm down material, but my position is strong. Can play, let's play G5, G4. That's one of the things I'm trying to get better at, like the grid, calling out the pieces, the positions. Black's thinking, that's normally a good sign. I mean, can I already play this? Guess I can. Pretty tough for black to play in this position. It's kind of why I like this opening in a way, because you do get a very good attack. Okay, I'm sure I've got some. Okay, obviously I've got takes. That just gives back the pawn immediately. Or gets back the rook rather. Yeah, I think I'll just go for it. Can't really see. Hmm. And that's defended at the moment. Where do I want my bishop to get it a bit more active? That's the. Another option is to come here. What does that do for me? Does a check do anything? I guess then he just goes back. Nothing here. What if I attack this pawn? I just go. Oh. So I can just run to this corner at some point. He takes that, he loses the rook. I guess he can. I guess he's looking for a draw now. Let's say I go here, then he goes check again. Go here, can take. Let's go back. Huh? And I think I can just run. Over this way, no? Okay, I think he just blundered perhaps. Good for me. All right, let's go. Some forced here. Then what's he got? Doesn't look like he's got much here. I'll just go here. Okay. I'll go back, keep the rook in check. Perhaps it's a draw after all. Okay, weird. Guess he just didn't see the queen. Guess that's over. Alright, that was a very messy game, but you know, it's done now. And yeah, I mean, I don't feel good about that game. I won, obviously, kept playing, and it just shows the power of that attack. You know, when I got that many pieces, it's very hard. I feel like he had to play very precise. We'll see after the game. See what he does. Okay, he does resign. Good game. Thank you very much. Now, let's go over to the analysis. Right, so straight into the analysis now. Now, let's go back to the beginning here. And yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with this opening. You know, I feel good at this point, especially when he plays c4, because it always means I can get my bishop over here and play moves like this, get my rook, get my knight out here and just castle. So really happy to see that. Do play something slightly more aggressive in a moment, so that's pretty normal to castle. I do play this move which like forces him back and maybe gets him out of book. I'm not sure at this point. So I'm pretty happy up to here, happy with the take. Now, it's only that move. Now, here, very often I'll play a move like, you know, try and get the doubled up pawns. That's one of the key things about the Dutch, is that you end up with the c-file with 2 pawns on. Could have played that move. I just thought, you know, he has to move his bishop somewhere. Obviously, I missed the bloody threat on here. That was a bit of a silly one. It didn't turn out to be too bad, actually, because I know that, like, you know, I guess I was focused more on, you know, he can't castle queen's side, so he's probably going to at some point castle king's side, and then I know I can get a very quick attack, you know, with the bishop here or here, get the queen over, get this knight up here, and then I'm like relatively good, you know, even without that material. So that was my thinking here. You know, obviously I missed that, but let's go here. I think that might have been a mistake by him, because it like really, even though I haven't got the dark square bishop, I've still got the queen that can get over very easily, and he's like weakened these squares. My knight can immediately go in here. Perhaps he just missed that move. And yeah, you see already I'm getting so many pieces over here that it is very hard for him to play. I wonder at this point as well, like, if it was a mistake. I guess in terms of like one of my objectives was to identify strategic drift, was like having a plan. And I always felt like I had a plan because I'm relatively comfortable in these positions, even though I'm like completely out of book. I haven't prepped any of this. At this point, I'm familiar in these kind of positions. It just feels good with the king so isolated. Wouldn't be surprised to see if I'm already well ahead at this point. Now here, perhaps that was a mistake. You know, I overlooked the queen could come in. But I felt like there was no easy mate. Obviously, he blunders the rook there. I feel like I can just run over the... yeah, obviously he blunders there and the game's over. But, you know, even at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. Right, now let's see what the actual engine says. 75% accuracy. Honestly, not that happy with that. Couple of blunders, a lot of good moves, some inaccuracies. Yeah, I really could have played that a lot better, so I'm really interested to see what I did here. Let's jump in with the review. Get the engine on, perhaps. Yeah, actually, let's get the engine on so I can see the moves rather than... Now, okay, yeah, I'm always happy to see this. Feeling good at this point. Okay. Now that's a blunder, because... Yeah, of course, sorry, yeah, we realized that. Okay, I'm down 2 at this point, right? So it's really not a good position for me. And I play, yeah, a lot of best moves here. Apparently I do have a really strong advantage here. And give it up by taking. So take takes was the easy option. And I do make a blunder there again. Okay, that was a mistake. My opponent obviously blundered here. And he had a winning opportunity at that point. So that's really interesting to see right here. What are my moves? Okay, so I've basically got draws at the moment. The d8 is possible. h6 is a move. b8 is possible with the rook. Okay, but that's poor. All right. I do get a little bit stuck in those middle games when I just don't know how to reposition my pieces. I guess that's the way to go. Or keep the attack going. Luckily, my opponent blunders. Okay, I didn't. I actually had a mate, so oh yeah. So I guess I can just play. Yeah, okay, missed a mate anyway, but either way. Now, definitely room for improvement there. Yeah, not that happy overall, honestly. But I'm aware that trying not to be too critical, which is very easy to do. I'm really aware that like I'm taking a lot of new information in and focusing on the study. I'm not that bothered about the wins and losses at the moment. Because I think it's easier to be critical at this point. So yeah, keep that in mind, keep moving, focus on the study, and see you guys in the next episode for day 4.